Over in Hull, of course, it's the red and white of Rovers that dominates the decorations. The Robins, as they're nicknamed, are certainly bobbing along, and at last night's final home-based training session, the players were getting in the Wembley mood. Their coach, Roger Millward, though, a Castleford lad by birth, was thinking too of his opposite number and good friend, Castleford coach Mal Reilly.
It will be nice to walk out with Malcolm. I mean, my association started with Malcolm in about '67 when he first signed with Castleford. I just left Castleford. Then we went on tour together, and we've been good friends, very good friends ever since, because Sue sees Carol a lot and I see Malcolm, and it's going to be nice just walking out there and, you know, just savouring the atmosphere again.
And go! Let's see it go again!
Well, this morning at Castleford's Weldon Road, coach Mal Reilly was playing it rather more cagely. Good friends, but...
I won't be thinking too much about Roger at that stage. It's what we do on the park, and if we do what I believe we are capable of doing and can do, then we'll do all right.
All but one of the Cass players had never been to Wembley, and for the one exception, David Plange, it was as a junior schoolboy.
You know, I played there when I was 10 years old, which is 10 years ago. And, you know, I mean, I'll never forget it. You know, this is like the big moment for me, really. But, you know, up until now, you know, that was, you know, I'll never forget that anyway.
Ironically, he'll be up against the Rovers international winger who played with him at St Andrew's School in Hull, so that should evoke the memories.
Yeah, I think so, for me and him especially, and for our old schoolmaster, Mr Jones. I think it'll mean a lot to him as well, because I know he's going down there.
Well, Mr Jones won't be on his own. Wembley will be packed solid, a sea of red and white, yellow and black. Phil Hogan will be there, but not playing. Well, that's Saturday. Today, of course, was send-off day. This morning, hundreds gathered at Craven Park to cheer their heroes off for their final preparations. Meanwhile, at Castleford, a similar scene. Again, hundreds, if not thousands, turned out to wave au revoir. See you at Wembley. Whatever happens in the final, our region will welcome home the winner and the loser on Sunday.
Castleford is the very heart of rugby league. It's created gifted players. Alan Hardesty, Keith Hepworth and Mal Reilly, who all played in Castleford's last Wembley triumph. The town eats, sleeps and drinks rugby league and remembers with pride how it won the cup in 1969 against Salford.
Why is it that you've stayed at Castleford for so long? What is the appeal of a club which, in this day and age, with all due respect to it, is a bit unfashionable?
Well, I think the only reason you can sort of so-called call it unfashionable is because we've not got the high finance that some of the other clubs have got to go out and purchase top, well, not top-class calibre players, but a full contingent of overseas players like the Sterlings and the Lewises of this world. But I never really wanted to leave Castleford in the first place. After touring Australia in 1970, I enjoyed Australia, and I went and spent 5 years out there playing the code, and I really enjoyed it. And I'd always had the ambition of coming back, and Phil Brunt, in fact, did bring me back and approach me to see if I would be coach of the club, and it was a challenge I enjoyed taking on.
And what can you remember about the last time Castleford was at Wembley?
I think the thing that stands out in my mind most, Harry, is the atmosphere that the place generates at Wembley. Walking out there in front of a near-capacity crowd, you just merely feel so tall, 10 foot tall. It's a tremendous feeling. And if there's anything, I know I'm going to save it this time, but I envy the lads being able to go out there and play for 80 minutes.
Cass fans may be few in number, but they love their team, and when the finances of the club are compared with the likes of Wigan, who pay £150,000 for one player, Castleford's Wembley appearance this year is even more staggering. but the club prides itself on being the breeding ground of talented youngsters. For clubs like Castleford to survive, they have to snatch them and interest them in the game when they are still at junior school.
Ever since I was at school, in the juniors at school, we started playing rugby, and my dream was to play for Castleford Rugby League. I've come up through the years at different levels, from the under-15s to the under-17s, and that's when I joined Castleford. Signed on when I was 18, played in the Colts, the second team, and now the first team, and it's meant so much to me to play in the first team. Everywhere you go, you know, if you go for a drink, you go to work, everybody just talks about Wembley. It means so much.
What does it mean to you to be playing, possibly, with your brother?
Oh, it's, well, obviously that's a dream come true as well, because we play so well together. And after all, we're only working class lads. We aren't professional footballers like most other teams I've got. I mean, there's my brother Kevin, there's Keith England, Dean Mountain. They all work in the pits. I work in a factory. We're just ordinary lads, are they? And we're playing rugby for the enjoyment.
They're a great set of lads. I mean, it's all rugby talk. When it's snap time, it's rugby. How did you go on? So and so. They're a great bunch of lads, and they just love it.
When you look at the Hulkingston Rovers setup, and they've got half a dozen players who are full-time professionals, do you ever envy that? Would you like to be a full-time professional?
Definitely, yeah. It's hard coming to pit and well up at 5:30 in the morning, coming here doing our shift work and going home and then having to go training. It's very envious of them. They can just relax all day and then go training and live easy life, really.
The two teams are well known, certainly, to each other, and they met in front of our cameras last season at Weldon Road.
Johnson, the high kick. Fairbairn again drops it. That must be a try. It looks like Kevin Beardmore, but we'll wait for the identification. Yes, it was Kevin Beardmore. That's Barry Higgins. And there's Kevin Beardmore for his second try.
Well, Cas came out on top that night, and they've earned their place at Wembley the hard way. Malcolm Reilly led them to a success few could have expected at Wigan, and then to a semi-final triumph over Oldham. As for Rovers, well, they beat Leeds at the second attempt at Ellen Road to win their Wembley spot. So just away from the Leeds line, and here's Peter Johnston. He's gone all the way himself, the Australian prop, his first try for the club. Oh, good break this by Phil Hogan. He's got support inside from Leeds. Plays the ball instead for Laws. David Laws. Oh, Smith just catches his ankle. The tackle made now by David Heron. But Hulkingston Rovers will try and keep up the momentum. So close to the Leeds line here. Substitutes. John Lydiate. He's gone all the way. Great try. Miller. Gavin Miller. Another try surely would kill Leeds here. They've got it. It's Andy Kelly. And that surely is victory for Hulkingston Rovers. Players post for their own team photo today as they set out to cheer on their husky Humberside hubbies.
Preparation seems really good this time, so hopefully on the day everything will go. I'm not saying we're going to win, but everything will go according to plan. May the best team win.
It's girls' night out tonight, I believe, in London. Are you all going to behave yourselves?
Of course, we always do.
Well, I bet they will. Hull City, by the way, are playing Brighton at Boothbury Park tonight, so the entire city can follow the Robins at Wembley. And with that in mind, I wonder what the streets of Castleford are going to be like tomorrow. Well, we've been to find out.
Going to Wembley tomorrow?
No.
You're not? What are you going to be doing tomorrow afternoon then?
Watching it.
Are you? On the telly?
Yeah.
What about you? Are you going down tomorrow? You are? What do you reckon about the score? I don't know, probably close.
Watching it on telly, shouting as loud as we can for them.
Are you going, are you? You're going to leave her behind?
We'll be watching it on television.
No, I don't think there'll be many in the town, actually.
Well, I think Castleford just might do it, but only just.
Soccer's also coming to a close. It's the last Saturday of the league season 2.
Like the Challenge Cup, Rugby League's most prestigious trophy. Harry reported last night, if you remember, on the underdogs, Castleford. Now, though, he looks at Hull KR and the men who've made the team one of Britain's top sides.
It was in 1980 that Rovers enjoyed their finest hour.
Is he going to score? He's over, it's a try! The first try for Steve Hubbard! 3 points for 0.
Since then, the Humber Bridge has witnessed a flood of Rovers' success. They've won everything, John Player trophies to Yorkshire Cups, and yet their coach still harbours one wish, to manage a totally professional team.
I'd love to be probably the type of manager that soccer has, and that you've got people there full time, you've got a lot more time to work with them, you'll have a lot more time for practices and skills, and I just think it'd be good to be manager of a full-time professional side.
But is it really practical in this day and age?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is in rugby league, and I think you'll find now that probably some soccer teams will start thinking about our setup and probably coming our way, that lads can go out and earn a living and then subsidise a living by playing professional football and professional rugby league.
Everyone in the game regard Rovers as the total professionals in attitude and application, and after Leeds gave them a fright in the first semi-final this year, it was Rovers who knew the way to Wembley in the replay. Last season, Rovers at one stage possessed 6 trophies collected by all the teams in the club, but it wasn't always like this.
Well, it's a long story, Harry. It goes back probably, my time here is getting on for 29 years now, and those days we were down in the doldrums of the league, competing with Bramley, Doncaster, people like that. But I was privileged to be involved with a lot of progressive thinking people, and it's been a steady climb up the league. In fact, at one stage we offered incentives for finishing in the top 16 of the league. But since then, particularly this last number of years, probably since 1978 when we won the championship, but particularly from 80, 81 through till now, it's been a story of considerable success, and it's very gratifying from our point of view that we're spoken of in the same context as Wigan and Leeds and the other giants of the rugby league. It's very nice.
The fact is that when they've had to, they've spent money to strengthen the team in a big way. £35,000 in 1978 for Phil Hogan, a world record. Then came £72,500 for George Fairbairn, a world record. £60,000 last year for Andy Kelly, and yet the best bargain of all cost nothing, Mike Smith.
Rome. Oh, Mike Smith coming through well. He's going in. And he's in. Yes. Superb positional play from Mike Smith.
And Mike's positional sense comes in useful here at Salt End, where he's employed in the chemical works as a fitter. His workmates joke that this is why he can pass the ball so well. But Mike is the first to admit that Rovers have given him everything.
Well, I owe him everything, really, because you gradually pick up little things over the years, but you need certain guidelines and people putting you in the right places and telling you at the right time when to do things, when not to do things.
Can you envisage playing for any other club other than Hull Kingston Rovers?
No, I'm a whole lad, Harry, so I couldn't envisage myself playing for anybody else.
But Craven Park has also become home for half a dozen full-time professionals. Aussie Gavin Miller is regarded by many as their key forward.
And this is the man, Gavin Miller. Good pass there to Donoghue. Oh, he's got Smith with him. He must be in for a try. And he is. What a turn-up.
I suppose in Australia there's half a dozen clubs that are very well respected in the game, but certainly Hull KR came to mind through my former coach in Arthur Beetson, who had a stint with the club back a number of years ago, and certainly his relationship with Colin Hunt, our chairman, influenced my decision.
What is it that is about the club then that looks after you people? Because clearly it does have a concern about you. You're full-time professionals.
Well, that's true. I think that the fact that we've got very professional administrators within the club, they're a progressive board of directors, and the fact that on the playing point of view, I enjoy playing for Rovers, I enjoy playing and participating with the players that I play with, and most importantly, I've got a very, very good relationship with the supporters of our club.
And they breed some tough supporters at Hull Kingston Rovers, and the club mascot is flexing his muscles already, set to lift the Challenge Cup again.
Last one. Come on, that's it.